Good morning, children of God. The new carpet didn't absorb that much sound. So good to have you with us this morning. 'Tis that time of the year and time of every 4 years when this occurs. This is really a good thing to pay attention to. It's better to rise up on your toes than step on someone else's. We're going to be playing with that thought a little bit today. But the way we're going to start this morning is we're going to stand, join together and sing. Hold on a second.
In the sun.
We'll catch it up in a minute. Let's stand, join together and sing in the silence. Just use the other one. In this moment, peace is here, truth is here, love is here, God is here. And so we take a moment and say, "O loving Father, Mother God, we acknowledge your presence moving in and through us this day. This day, we choose to be open, receptive, and responsive to your instruction and to your guidance. This day, we are grateful for the opportunity to come together, to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, in the power of the Christ. Amen."
Amen.
Good morning. It seems like every time somebody asks me to do the daily word, it's primarily for this one. and today's word is prayer. And it's I pray with faith in answered prayer. When I pray, I'm consciously connecting with God. While I may pray for many reasons, I remember to always pray from a place of faith. I pray affirming this or something better, and I let it go. As Rob says. Holding on to a concern only dampens my prayer energy. I pray in faith that all is working out for the best and the highest good for all involved. Mind and heart unite while I envision the answered prayer I seek. As I listen in faith, I discern the voice or activity of God. This comes to me in a variety of ways, perhaps a feeling, a dream, or a divine idea at the right and perfect time. I listen for and follow my inner guidance to do my part to bring my prayer to fruition. I move forward with clarity and assurance. And from John 16, verse 13, when the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all of the truth.
I hope you all noticed our new carpeting this morning. There was a lot of elves in here working
We had a lot of elves. Some
last week, yeah.
big-size elves and some
Right.
little elves
You
and
did
some
a
very
great
tall
job.
elves.
Thank you very much.
And all of yourselves, elves. How did that work? Yeah. You are in the midst of a vision having come into expression. And you need to recognize that's what it is. Because this vision of our chapel as you see it today started out a long time ago with thanksgiving. Thanksgiving for what we had, and blessing for what we had. And then a vision of what it could be, what the possibilities are. And rather than making a list of why we can't possibly get there from here, we just made a shift and said, God is our source. This is a direction for us to take. We ask for guidance and wisdom. We collectively put the thought together. We did our part by doing this through our love, gifts, and tithes, and as part of our actual working to make it happen. And so not everybody can do everything, but everybody can do a little something. And as you participate, we're going to continue to share with you ideas to improve not only our church home, but the way in which we share our message. You're going to see some more changes. Now, for those of you who don't like change, show up next week anyway. Just saying. Now, that's a little NPL thing, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I just gave you a hook. I'm done talking about it. Now you have to show up next week to find out what I meant. You like that? The whole service, people going, what's he going to do? It's okay. It's kind of fun, as a matter of fact. What's fun is saying thank you. Saying thank you for the number of people that come forward and allow God to work through them to get this done. So before you leave today, and for those of you who are online, hopefully we'll put a little something together and put it up on YouTube so you can take a peek, because it's not just done here in the chapel, but our whole office structure has changed, and we have created our library. Not only the lending library, but those books that are for sale, along with the reading table, and our online store, those things that we're holding, all in one place, so you don't have to go hunt around. We created additional space in our office so that when we have need of room for, whether it be a youth education program or an evening program in conjunction with some of the other meetings that are going on, we have a separate space. Always thinking. Don't always know that we're going to accomplish what we want, but we keep that vision alive and we keep that vision going, and that's what it's all about, is learning how to express the truth with which we were created, the perfection with which we were created. In keeping with that, the more often that we state with power and authority who we are and what we are, the more that will come into our world. Let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being, there it is, and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom, with a happy thumb. And having spoken these words of the truth of us, gently and easily now, we move to that place within us, our secret place, our inner closet. And on this occasion, we follow the instructions of Jesus, our teacher, our brother, when he said, when you enter in, close the door. We close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I should have done. We close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I have yet to do this day. And for one holy moment, I rest. And I listen. In my prayers, I'm learning to ask, believing. It is here in the stillness and in the silence that the answers come. Perhaps in a word. Peace, love, order. Perhaps in the vibration of the music. The Father and I are one. Regardless of how these gifts come to you this day, choose now to say yes, to reach out and embrace these gifts. In this moment, I enfold myself in them. I immerse myself in them, knowing they come to me wrapped in love. And as I do so, each and every cell of my being responds. From the tips of my toes to the top of my head, each and every organ, each and every system, each and every cell of my being responds and works to express the perfection with which it was created. Knowing this activity of spirit, I give thanks. Gratitude swells up and flows from me. And I remember I'm a channel through which good flows into my world this day, in this moment. I open that channel wide. From me, through me, good flows. I see it in expression this day. First into this room, healing, blessing, illumining. Growing in strength and power as they join together with other thought of like mind. From me, through me, good flows. into our community, wherever that might be this day, to Klamath Falls, Colorado, Carson City, Portland. The flow continues from me, through me, into our city here in Medford, touching, healing, blessing. From me, through me, good flows. Across our state, across our country. From this place of oneness, we look at any circumstance in our world which seems to be out of order and know behind it, I am there. God is there. Good is there. From me, through me, good flows. Remembering that in spirit and in truth, we are never separate one from the other. Somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying thank you for the gifts that have come this day from you, through you, are gratefully received, and that gratitude swells up and returns to you. The circle of life, whole and complete. And in this knowing, I am blessed. I breathe it. And I rest for one holy moment. Knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, holding to this experience gently now and easily, I bring my attention back to this place, to this now. And from my heart, I join with you and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, as for you, pray therefore in this manner. I was sharing with Steve before we started that it's the little things that you see, but you don't really realize what goes into it, into your world. And it's where goodness comes from in others, where perfection is a good word, but more than that. And what I was talking about was in the installation work of this carpet, if you look at, when you're done here today, take time to check all of the doorways. Now, why do you want to do that? Well, this carpet was cut into each and every doorway. Each and every angle is one cut. And yet you will find no place where it appears as if there's more than one piece of carpet. Wow. I told Joe as he's putting it down, it's not fair to be that good. Well, he's done it a lot. And that's like anything else, you get good at it. And he reminded me that he had a couple of good teachers. Not that I did that part, but we're talking about how things come to fruition, where you bring information into your world and then apply it so that you have the opportunity to express and bring into expression the visions that you hold. And that the vision is a collective. When I see this, I didn't see all the individual cuts. When Joe saw this, he saw the cuts in his head first. And then what action do I need to take to bring it about? I want it to look good. I want it to be good. I want to be good at what I do in the world. That's one of the values that he possesses, for which I am absolutely blessed, which he's passed on to his family. Yay! But you have the opportunity from time to time to check with somebody else and see what that looks like. And go, that's really kind of fun. I don't want to do it myself. I've had plenty of time living on my knees, thank you very much. And as one of our helpers put it, is if you've got to work on your knees, this is the right place to do it. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. Hi, Joel. I'm not going to point him out. Too late. The other thing that happens is we have fun within that which we do. We remember to express joy and to see it come to pass, step by step by step. And if we find a place in our life where it doesn't feel quite right, we have the opportunity then to rethink it, to bring another picture, change the thought, and into expression she comes. Now, having said that, one of the roadblocks to bringing pictures into clarity and then into expression is when I spend more time making a list of what's wrong with my world than what's right. When I make a list of the errors that my brothers commit and vocalize them a lot. We call those political ads. Of what good is it? One of the things somebody said to me, if you could change anything in the world, what would you do? And I said, well, first of all, trying to control others is never going to happen, so we'll just love them through it. But one of the things that'd be really kind of fun is that when it came time to talk about various offices, whether it be city, state, local, whatever, is that what you're required to do is tell me what you're going to do, not what the other person isn't. What you're going to tell me is who you are, not what the other person is. So then, I can come from a place not of condemnation, but a place of choice. See, condemnation is a block to bringing about the expression of the truth of who you are. Jesus said it real well. You've got to forgive. And as you forgive others, you are forgiven. And it's that forgiveness piece is huge. And it begins with little tiny criticisms. And we get such in the habit, we don't even hear it. I had a great conversation with someone this week making some changes in her life. And we would talk about something and she'd really move into a really positive place and then take a breath and went back into Negativeville. Didn't even hear it until I said, wait a minute. You once again reminded me of what you don't want. What do you want? Focus on what you want. Bring that as the picture, not what you don't want. Right? So I begin by forgiving myself. Quit condemning you. You have a list this long, he said, looking in his mirror, this long of all the things that are wrong with you. I spent a lot of time doing this in my mirror. You? Right? I'm getting better at it. No, I'm not ignoring it. That's not the denial we have in mind. No, I'm just trying to recognize that when I'm doing it, I'm going, wait a minute. I don't need to beat up on me. I have plenty of other people who help me in that. I don't need to beat up on me. I just need to be me. I need to recognize that I'm in a place where I need to be moving forward one step at a time. And that when something comes up that causes pain, that I have the opportunity in that moment to heal it. I can wait, and I get this one a lot. I'm in real pain. I'm seeing the doctor on Monday. What's today? May I humbly suggest work on the pain today and don't wait. Now, it doesn't mean don't go to the doctor on Monday. What it says, I want to recognize right here and right now that I have an opportunity to allow healing to take place and to participate in it because I'm the one who's going to do the healing. And I need to quit beating up on myself, which is the condemnation piece, about how come. And true students, he said, raising his hand, we're the worst sometimes and a lot because we know better. I know. Driving ourselves nuts, right? And it's that condemnation piece, right? And we need these reminders as they show up. That's why I stressed it this morning, and I really, really, really want you to take this home today. What you're sitting in is a process that we see, that you see this expression of good come through. Now, somebody over the weekend then walked from this beautiful carpeting into Bosworth Hall and said, oh my goodness, what are we going to do about this awful place? Well, you know, I know what they're talking about. They came off this beautiful carpet and into Bosworth, which has, by the way, some 300 people a week tromp on it. Okay? And being the wonderful human beings they are, occasionally spill on it. And come in from the outside with mud on it. Of course it's going to look a little weathered, yes? Okay. Well, it's okay. Why? I have a guy. He shows up with a machine and goes, and it'll be beautiful for another 36, 40 minutes. And then somebody will come in and step on it. I had to laugh. It was one of the things that Joe was telling me about this carpet. It has one of the best guarantees in the business. Mohawk's a very good brand. But the guarantee is becomes void if you walk on the carpet. I went, thank you, Joe. I really need to tell that. Can I share that with just anybody? Yeah. But I know what he's being a smarty britches, but I know what he meant. See, it changes. That beautiful initial peace is going to change over time as we use things. And that's okay. But we get out of the habit of condemning. Then you can look at it and laugh, as we just did, because that's such a silly statement on the one hand, and then move forward and say, okay, what's next? See, I can get out of the habit of listing what I don't want. I get out of the habit of condemning, criticizing. I'm still playing with this one. I don't know that I have an answer. I still cringe even as I say it. I welcome constructive criticism. No, I don't. Yes, I do. What would it look like in my world if instead of each time I had the opportunity to condemn or criticize, I found an opportunity to praise and give thanksgiving, and then, if needed, offer an alternative. Not a requirement, an alternative. From my perspective. You know, when you deal with a clerk at the store and you want a really good outcome, a smile wouldn't hurt. Particularly if that clerk has grumpyitis. We've all met that one, yeah? But we don't know what has occurred before that. I like to ask, when somebody's really grumpy, I love to ask, and it holds up the line and the guy behind me gets grumpy, but that's the way it goes. I like to ask, what kind of a day are you having? And occasionally I'll get an honest response. Today really hums. This has not been a fun day. Let me guess. We're in the under 20 aisle and the last 4 people all had 40 items each. Yep, that was it. And we pay 5 cents. One of the stores I go to gives you a 5-cent credit for if you bring your own bag. And they had 20 items and brought 25 bags to carry them in, right? Laugh. Right now, we're in a different vein, aren't we? See, that's my point, is you have an opportunity to make that frown upside down by not being critical or upset with those you come in contact with on a regular basis, including you. So when you start to catch yourself, breathe. Regardless of the current picture, here's the truth. I love you. Together, I love you. To my world and all its parts, I bless you. Together, I bless you. For all the visions that come together to bring joy in my life, I appreciate you. Together, I appreciate you. To all of God's children, regardless of their current belief systems or understandings, in this moment, I behold the Christ. Breathe. Together. I behold the Christ. In that moment, you've taken a higher view and changed our world for the better. And for that, I say thank you.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.